Good morning, Maple families. Ms. Dempsey here. We have been working hard to get you some activities and fun things to do while you are at home. So hopefully each of you have received an envelope by now. Inside you'll find materials and printable activities. And I'm going to go through that packet with you this morning to show you what you have. Okay, let's get started. So when you open the packet, there are some paper copies, and there's also a Ziploc bag. Inside the Ziploc bag, you'll find a dry erase marker and 20 pennies. I'll explain later what those are for, so I'll just put those aside for now. In the top of your packet, there will be a welcome letter that explains how to access these YouTube videos, so hopefully that's where you're at right now. And then underneath that will be the first paperclip packet. The first packet is for reading activities. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that apart. The very first item that you find in that packet is a mini popcorn word wall. This mimics all of the popcorn high frequency words that we have learned thus far. As a daily routine, we go over these words and play other games. You'll find suggestions for games to play in your packet as well. On the reverse side is a letter chart. So when students are reading or students are writing, this is a great tool that they can refer to. Underneath that, you'll find two, and it was intentional, two lowercase letter tiles. We're looking for you to just cut these out, and then, for example, one of the activities you might use these for might be building some of those popcorn words and with the letters that you have. The next thing you'll find is a response to literature. As you go through these videos, there'll be read-alouds and other activities. For example, later in another video, you'll see myself or Miss Mary Pat reading the story Tools. This is a nonfiction text, and after your child reads that book, they can respond to what they heard on this paper. After that will be the vocabulary that is associated with the book Tools. There's definitions for each of those words. And then there are two activity sheets. For the first one, students cut out the words and they match it with the picture showing the definition. And then on the other one, they're illustrating and writing a sentence, choosing their favorite vocabulary word from that week. And then the last paper that we are giving you for reading this week is a poem. There'll be a number of videos and activities that go with this poem, Way Down Deep. And as the videos continue, we might be sending you more poems or more mini books for you guys. The next section is writing. Starting off with handwriting, you will have a page protector with the goal of trying to save paper. We made everything double-sided and we've supplied you with a page protector. This, because it's inside the plastic, has become dry erase, hence the dry erase marker from that little Ziploc bag. So what your child can do, this is, for example, a name practice. They would trace their name, so on, and then they would write it with the appropriate size and casing. And then once they are done with that activity, using a tissue or using a little piece of Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, these things are amazing. You can just wipe off the work, and then it can be reused again and again and again. So some of the other things that you'll find in this handwriting packet are tracing numbers, tracing lowercase letters. This is a great review. All of the things included in this packet today are things students have done in classroom, so they should be familiar with it. Next for writing, we will have a daily writing journal. We are currently on our nonfiction unit. So if you are unable to access these videos, just writing about places or people or animals or other things that interest them, but sticking to the facts. And that's listed again on the cover sheet that comes in the packet. But if you are able to get on these videos, myself or Miss Mary Pat will be doing read-alouds to guide what topic of writing you will do with your child that day. Moving on to math, there is a packet that has many different games that we've played in class so far. In East Hampton, we're doing the investigations program, so there's a lot of really great games that came with that program. The cover sheet for the math packet has suggested routines, and on the reverse side, it has a list of games to play with your kiddo. The hope is that you'll be able to do one routine and one of the games. It's kind of like a menu, so you can mix it up each day. The first paper you'll find after that menu is 10 frame cards, so you'll cut these out. This will become a manipulative that you'll use to play the games. Another manipulative are primary number cards. These are really great. You can use them as flashcards. They're used in a lot of the different games you'll see in this packet. You could show them and have your kiddos build quantities with Play-Doh or with Cheerios. And as we progress, we can happily supply other suggestions for activities. Behind the primary number cards, we have our first game. Our first game is called Double Compare. The directions are given to you. It's a game that's similar to, we call it Compare, but it's similar to the game that many know as War, where you're flipping over cards and comparing the totals. And there's some different suggestions of how to make this game more challenging, or you can play it the way it's meant to be played. And then if you flip it over, like I said, we're trying to save as much paper as possible. There's a penny toss game, hence the pennies in the Ziploc. We're utilizing those as manipulatives with this packet. And then this is another penny toss game. So one is more kind of probability based, and the other is more about combining numbers. So if I have 6 pennies and 2 of them land on heads and 4 of them land on tails, that could be expressed as 2 plus 4 equals 6. And the recording sheet is on the back of the directions there. Then we have the game Build It, Change It. Again, the directions are on the front. The board that you use is on the back. These 10 frame boards are reusable for some of the other games that we've listed on the menu. It doesn't have to be just for the Build It, Change It board that it's on. You'll also find that some of the games require dice. We didn't know if everybody has dice at home, so if you do, you don't need to cut these out. But if you don't, we have provided you with paper dice that you could assemble and use to play the games. Next, we have Roll and Record. You're going to use those dice. And this is a great one to put into that plastic page protector. So you put the, sorry, it's upside down. You'll put it inside the plastic page protector while your child is playing, so that, again, of course it's not going to go in there for me. There. So you can put it right into the page protector. Your child can roll the dice and then record what they found. And then after you're done, you can clean it off. And so you can play this game over and over and over again. That's true for any of the game boards that come with the math games as well. And then last but not least, in our math packet for this section is going to be the racing mirror game. This is a lot of fun. So the directions are right there. The board is here. Again, children are playing a combining game to get the bears to the pennies that will be left at the top. At any point, if you have any questions about any of these games or activities, myself and Miss Mary Pat can be reached via email. We'll be checking our emails regularly through the duration of the situation. And last but not least, we have a little bit of science and social studies in mind as well. We started our weather unit right before Friday, so we have a weather log. We're going to be looking at weather. Students know about the 4 different components of weather. The sun is, what does the sky look like? The little shirt with the question mark represents what kind of clothing, temperature is it outside. The flag is, of course, wind, and rain/snow is there any type of precipitation. So in this log, your child will be recording the weather for the day, illustrating a picture of themselves and what they would look like playing outside. And the other 2 pages are just activity pages for identifying different types of weather. And last but not least, we have some social studies, and I'm really excited. I'll tell you in just a moment, but we have a Scholastic magazine. You'll read this with your child, and then we have an extension activity that we provided with that as well. On the cover sheet overview in this packet, we have provided you with our class Scholastic password. Scholastic has opened up its access, so you can go on the Scholastic Let's Find Out website, and you can look at some of the games and activities and videos on different science and social studies topics. It's really exciting. So yeah, that covers the contents of your packet. Again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great one.